If you buy cars on Copart or IA and you're still guessing your numbers before you bid, this is exactly how I run every deal. So I'm on Copart. Let's assume that I want to buy this car. I'm interested in this car. So I'm going to show you the process of how to use AuctionCalc. I'm going to show you how to use it manually first, and then we'll show you how to use it automatically by clicking this button. But first, I want to show you manually so that you understand the concept. So go ahead and copy the VIN and go into AuctionCalc, paste it, and decode the VIN. USA market or Canadian market works for both. All right, here you have the basic features of the vehicle. It's pretty straightforward. Anyone who looks at this, reads this, understands what this is. Okay, you have front wheel drive, it's a 3-cylinder. You have the exterior paint code, then you have the MSRP. Anyways, pretty straightforward. Moving on here. So here we have the actual retail value of how much this car is selling for, which is $15,000. Now this is nationwide. If you want local prices, let's say that you're from Michigan, for example. I'm going to go here and I'm going to select Michigan. Michigan is $16,900. This is how much it's selling in Michigan based on 31 sales analyzed. And it tells you on average how long it takes before the car sells, which is 106 for this one. Now, if you're selling on eBay, or you're selling globally in the United States or in Canada, I would keep this nationwide for the best prices. Okay. Now we scroll down, as you can see, 473 sales analyzed and 82 days on average to sell. This is globally in the US. Okay, here you have the retail value, which is $15,000, and then the wholesale value. If you're selling wholesale, this is how much a wholesaler typically would take it for. Now let's say that you have a price that you're very firm on and you think this is how much the car is going to sell. You're confident about this price. You can click on override price and you put the price on how much this car is going to sell for. Let's say you've sold the same exact car and you know you can sell it for $17,000 in your local area. Then you override and you write $17,000. As you can see, this changed to $17,000, this changed to $17,000. Now let's say you're selling wholesale and you also want to override. You do the same thing. You just override this and let's say you're going to sell it for $10,000. That's how much your wholesaler gave you. Now you can keep this to wholesale only and then this would go back to, it would revert back to the actual retail value. Or you can keep this to retail, $17,000, and you can leave the wholesale out. Doesn't matter. Now I'm just going to remove this because this is the most accurate prices. I'm going to scroll down here. You have the description, pretty straightforward. This is the listing URL. So you're going to copy the listing URL and you're going to paste it here. This is Copart. And then let's say that the car is going on. It's going on the auction for, let's just say a specific date. Let's just say it's going to go today at 4 p.m. Now, why is this important? Because when you put the auction time and you go to the account settings of yours, you're going to see here in notifications, if you have this on, 5 minutes before the auction starts, you're going to get an email notification saying, hey, you have this 2021 Chevy Trailblazer that's going to go on the auction. So this is great because it reminds you if you forgot about the vehicle. Especially if you have so many cars, it'll remind you for each vehicle. So it's important to put the actual time for when this car is going to go for on the auction. Okay, now this is a salvage. So once you click salvage, everything is going to change. The retail value changes and the wholesale price also changes because salvage is lower in value. You can put the sale name and location if you want. Now for mileage. The mileage for this car is 40,000. So let me go ahead and copy this and paste it. And as you can see here, it's saying in respect to the year, which is a 2021, this has low mileage. It's going to increase the value by 2%. Now, if you don't want the value to be increased, you can just click on 0 miles and no adjustments will be made. Now, let's say you override the price, okay, and you put 17,000. Even if I put here the mileage, no adjustment is going to be made because you did override the price, so you already know how much this would sell for in respect to the mileage and everything. But we're going to remove this once again, and we're going to keep this. Now, we're going to scroll down here. This is the most important part. You have parts, repair, auction fees, and transportation. Always you want to start with the parts. So now that you're in Parts Assist, you'll have this first section which is called Damage Guide. If you're a complete beginner, I would suggest that you take pictures, you screenshot the pictures, and you put them into the Damage Guide. It'll help you select the parts. Damage Guide is usually used when you use Analyze in AuctionCalc, this button right here, which is, it analyzes and it creates everything in under 2 minutes. So I'll show you guys this feature once we're done doing everything manually. But since we're doing everything manually, you want to go here and select the parts that you need. So here, I'm going to select complete front bumper, and these 3 parts are going to be selected automatically. In case there is no complete front bumper on eBay or Copart, you can still source and find the bumper pieces one by one, and that's why it's selected automatically. Now, let's say you don't want that, you can just remove them, but I recommend keeping them. So we need a front complete bumper, we need a front grille for this. And as you can see, the active grille shutter will be selected automatically as well. If, again, you don't want that, you can remove it. I'm just going to keep it because I don't know if this vehicle has a grille or not. And it could be damaged based on the look at this vehicle here. I think it does have a grille and it looks damaged. So I'm just going to keep it. The hood is damaged from here, but it is repairable, so I'm not going to add it as replace. And I'll show you how to add that into the labor. So front, that's pretty much all we need. We actually also need the fender, so I'm going to go with front fender. And then for lighting, I need the headlight. And that's pretty much it for now. I don't think we need a radiator support. The reinforcement bar looks good. But for the sake of this example, let's assume this needs a radiator support. I'm going to click on radiator support. Now, you can select this one by one, or you can just click on left and it'll automatically select all of them left. And then you can maybe, if one of them is the right side, you can go ahead and click right. So if you have a multiple, and I'll show you what I mean by that. Let's say that you have 2 headlights. Let's say you have both sides, but the front fender is left. And let's just say that, let's see here, anything that has left and right, I'm just going to select it just for the sake of showing you guys what I mean by that. Okay, so you have to select the side for all these. You'll select left, for example. It'll automatically be left, and then for the headlight, I'll just do both, for example. And it'll select it automatically. But for now, I don't need that, I don't need this, and I don't need this. And the headlight, I only need the right side. Okay, after you select the parts that you need, you're going to click on Get eBay Estimates. Now, as you can see, Copart automatically opened, and the system is automatically finding the parts and sourcing them from Copart and eBay. You're only going to see this with Copart. eBay is working in the back end, so you won't see it actually working the same way Copart would. So it's selecting everything. My hands are right here, so I'm not the one navigating it. You can see. So after it selects and it sources all the parts for you, it's already done. There we go, it's done. You have eBay and you have Copart. So let's go ahead and see eBay. Usually for a complete front bumper, you want to go with eBay. So this is a complete front bumper. I'm going to select it and I'm going to go on eBay and check if this is it. This has the grille and everything. That's perfect for $521. That's a great price. So because I have the complete front bumper here and I have the grille with this as well, I'm just going to remove the bumper pieces. This is what I was talking about. If I couldn't find the complete front bumper, then I would remove the complete front bumper, and then I would go with the pieces. And I'm also going to remove the front grille because it's also available and included with the complete front bumper. Active grille shutter is going to be on eBay as well. So this one looks like it is a good one. So I'm going to select that. Radiator support, also eBay has it. But let's say I want to get it from Copart. I'll just click on Copart, and here it is. This one is 2 miles away. I know this vendor, and I also know this vendor. It sources the car parts based on your zip code. So every vendor you're going to have is a vendor nearby. Now, let's say that I want to open up car parts and I want to find the radiator support. I'll just click on this here, and it'll automatically fill everything for me. And boom, here you go. We're on car parts, radiator support for my specific car. Now, I'm going to remove this. Go back here, radiator support, I would get it aftermarket. I'm gonna click on that. And headlight, I'm also gonna get it from eBay. Boom. So now I sourced all the parts. Now let's say that you have a vendor and you know how much they're gonna pay. You can just click this button and just say, for example, $100. And there you go. Okay, that's how it is. Now let's say that you have a specific URL link from another vendor. You can go ahead and add the listing here. Or if you found one on eBay and it's not sourced here, I'll show you what I mean by that. If I go to eBay and let's just say we want this part, I'll just click on it, copy the link, and if I want to save it and I don't want to lose the link, I'll just paste it here and I'll do fetch price. It'll automatically fetch the price, and then it also has the shipping, and you'll add it to the listing. Okay, but I'm just going to cancel because we don't need that. I'm trying to cover every single aspect of the system here. Okay, and this is the total for parts. I'm going to apply it to calculator, and as you can see, it applied to the parts, and the repair was automatically also added, because when you add the parts, the estimate for repair is going to be built up. So let me show you. If I click on labor list and I scroll up here, you have, this is an SUV, the paint type is metallic, and the system already knows and it selects this automatically from the VIN number. If it's a 3-stage color paint, it's going to be more expensive, and this is very important. The estimate will be more expensive if it's a 3-stage color, but the system already takes care of that for you from the VIN number, so you don't have to worry about that. And then the labor rates here are based on your state. So this is when you sign up, you'll have automatically your labor rates. If you want to alter these labor rates, you can just alter them here and just change them, but I'm just going to keep them. These are customized to me personally. Okay, and as you can see, you have all the parts that we added with the body hours and the paint hours and how much it's going to cost. Now, obviously, if the body rate, paint rate is higher, this is going to be more expensive. So if you're in California, these are going to be way more expensive than where I'm at. Okay, now let's say that we want to add something on here. As we said, the hood is damaged, so this is going to take some time to repair. So I'm going to click add manual line, and I'm going to click on type in hood, and I'm going to click on repair, and I'm going to switch this to, let's see here, this is an easy fix. I would add 4 hours. I think 4 hours is decent. It's fair. And then to paint this is a hood, so it's a little bit of a big panel. So I'm going to put here about 5 hours of paint. And as you can see, it added 450. Now I'm going to remove blend hood. The hood was blended because you had the fender, so the system already knows that. But because we're repairing the hood and we're painting it, this is just an extra cost, so I'm going to remove it. Now, here's something that you can do. This is going to cost you $450. Let's go to parts and see if I put the hood. I'm going to search hood if we can find it cheaper. I doubt we can, but it's worth trying. So search. So you can see it open a new tab here. It's done. Okay, let's see how much it costs. So the hood is $715, so repairing it is a better option. If I go to car parts, let's see. Okay, so they have it for $450, but you still got to paint it. This one is $250, but this is damaged. You can see here it says damaged. So I'm just going to keep it the way we have it. So I'm going to remove this, and I'm going to go back to labor, and I'm going to remove blend hood because we added the hood. So you just got to remove that again. And this is going to be the final labor for this hit. Let's look at it. It's going to be $2,600, which is very fair. Okay, now for parts, I always recommend adding $500 to $1,000 extra, just because there are pipes and hoses and maybe sensors that you can't see from the pictures. So I would add $500 extra. So $1,500 is going to be decent. Now the auction fees, they're going to be calculated automatically. Transportation, $351. So I'm just going to type in $351. Now advanced cost, let me show you guys something. there's already an advance cost for me that's set on every vehicle. So let me show you how to set this up. If you go to settings and you go to account, if you click here on account and you go to default MISC fees, let's say that you have a fee on every car that you buy. Let's say it's a dealer fee. You're gonna click on you're gonna click on the fee here, and you're gonna type in whatever it is. For me, it's a dealer fee, and you're just gonna add it here. Okay, and this will automatically add it on each vehicle in other cost, as you can see here. It's already added. Okay, and let's say you don't want it for this specific car, you can just click on X. So that's nice to have. Now the buyer disclosure adjustments are going to be locked for salvage, because it's a salvage, it doesn't really matter. If it's clean, this is going to unlock. So this basically will increase or decrease the price of the vehicle if it's a clean title. If the airbags have been deployed and it's still a clean title, it's going to show on the Carfax, and therefore it's going to decrease the price. Now, if you don't want anything to be altered here, you just click on this and you call it a day. Okay? But if you do want the price to be altered, then you're going to have to select if it has airbags deployed in the past, or if it currently has airbags deployed. This will decrease the value of the car, as you can see here. It'll decrease if it has engine issues or airbags deployed. It'll decrease minus 5% of the retail and minus 2% on wholesale. Now, most people will just click no issues if it's clean. This is not a clean title, salvage, so we're just going to click on salvage. Okay. This is just a tag. If you really like this vehicle, you can just put favorite. A long shot basically means that you're probably not going to win this, but you're just going to try. Caution means you got to be careful of this car, and you're going to try to bid low. So I'm going to show you what that means. So I'm going to keep it at nothing here, and I'm going to click on get bid ceiling. So when you click that, this is the market range of how much this is selling globally. Some states this is selling 13,000 to 16,000. The market median, which is 15,000, which is what the system essentially gave us in the very beginning. But this is clean title. Now you have mileage adjustment. As we said, it's $300 extra, 2%, because in respect to the year, the mileage is very decent here. And then you have the salvage title. It's minus 3,700 specifically for this car, minus 24%. Each car has a specific percentage that the system will calculate. And these percentages are based on statistics that have been made in 2026 and 2025. And each car is very different. And then this is the adjusted price for salvage, retail, 11,700, and then wholesale, 9,500. You can ignore the wholesale if you're not selling wholesale. Now let's go down here. Your fees are automatically calculated. So the total fees are going to be 781 if you sell, or I'm sorry, if you buy at 11,000, if you sell at 11,700. So let me show you what that means. The fees are calculated based on the maximum that you pay. So in this situation, the maximum that you're going to bid is $4,100. And that's what the fee is here. If you get the car lower than 4,100, then you're going to pay less than this. But as you can see here, if I scroll here, 781 is going to be the default fees. So it's going to be the highest number just to stay on the safe side of things. Okay, you may pay less than that. This is pretty straightforward. It's an overbid risk. It's saying if you bid $6,000 in respect to the parts, repair, auction fees, transportation, you're basically going to break even and make $0. And if you go above this, if you bid 7,000, you're going to lose 1,000, and so on and so forth. And then here is what you would be looking at, retail, if you're selling retail. The maximum bid that you should bid is a 20% return on investment. So the maximum should be $4,136 should be your maximum bid. If you bid this much, you're going to make back $1,900 in respect to all these numbers. Now, if you get the car for lower than that, let's say you get it for 30%, you make $2,700. Okay? If you get it lower, you make 40% back on your money, which is $3,300. Okay? Now, let's say that you're someone that doesn't mind if you make 10% return on investment. I don't recommend this, but this is a feature that you can add here. So let's say you're comfortable with 10%. You're going to add 10% here. It's going to allow you to bid more, which is 5,000, and you're going to make less profit, which is 1,000. I don't recommend this. I've never done this. You can go ahead and do this at your own risk, because you always have expenses that you can never see with the naked eye from the pictures. So 20% will always keep you safe. And this is what I recommend. This is for the bid engine coupled with the parts and with the labor. We're going to move on to the second part, which is the deal queue and the portfolio. So now, after you have these numbers, and again, if you're selling wholesale, you would look at this, you would look at these numbers. Now that you have this number, the next step for you is to track this car. So you're going to click on track this car, and now the car is tracked. So you're going to go to the deal queue. This is where the car is moved to. It's moved to the deal queue, and here it is. Let me remove these two. So I'm just going to remove these two to keep this clean for you guys. Actually, I'm gonna keep these two, because we're gonna have a good example of this. Now let's go ahead and explain to you guys what this section is. So the deal queue is where you keep all of your estimates before you bid. So as you can see, because we added the time, it says in 2 hours and 38 minutes, this is when the car is going to go live. Before 5 minutes, it's going to send you an email, of course, if you have it in account, as we previously mentioned. So you have to have this on, this toggle, which says auction reminders, email 5 minutes before queued listings go live. Going back here, if you click on it, all the information will open up. Okay, you have your parts, you can view all your parts here, the parts that you selected. Let's say you don't want to look at the parts that you selected and you want to check the other ones, you can go ahead and open it, and here they are. Okay, let's say you want to go ahead and buy this on eBay, you can click on here, but you wouldn't buy anything before buying the vehicle itself. So let's remove that, close this, then you have your labor. Okay, and then you can put some notes here if you wanted to. You have your bid, your maximum bid here. So this is what you would look at, the maximum bid. So when you have multiple cars that you're looking at, you can open each estimate and look at how much you should bid on each vehicle. Okay? And if you don't know which vehicle this is because you have multiple, you can always look at the VIN number, or you can just click on view listing, and this will open up the listing. Now, this here, the letter R and then the letter W, this is important. If you're selling retail, you want to keep it at R. If you're selling wholesale, you want to click W. And I'm going to show you why. You have something here called deals ranked. So if I open this, it's going to rank the deals, the estimates that I have in my deal queue. So right now we have 3, 1, 2, 3. And essentially what is it going to do here is it's going to rank the best cars for you to be going all in on. So here it's telling me that number 1 is the 2021 Chevy Trailblazer. Okay? And it's going to tell you why. So if you click on why, it's going to tell you, it's going to calculate the time it takes for you to fix it on average. And it's also telling you that this needs frame pull or it needs airbags. And so it's ranking which deals to put your money in. And the reason this is created is because let's say that you're very low on capital. Let's say that you only have $20,000 and you have 20 cars or 10 cars that you have in your estimate. Well, the question is, which car do you go all in on? You know, some people would say the first car that comes to play. Well, the problem with that is, what if you buy that vehicle and you don't have any more money, and then the second vehicle that was on the list that you have went for very low and you could have made more money with that? This is exactly what this serves. So it'll take into consideration the time it takes to fix the vehicle, how much you're putting into the vehicle, and how much money you're going to make. And that's how it's going to rank them. So in this scenario, it's saying that the number 1 vehicle is the 2021 Chevy Trailblazer. So as you can see here, it says 3 days plus frame pull. And it tells you this is a wholesale exit strategy, for example. And it takes into account everything that I've told you. It's saying this is faster than these two, it has less damage, and you're going to make more profit. And so that's how it's going to rank the deals. And then you'll know on which deal you're going to be super focused on. Now, it doesn't mean that these other deals you shouldn't go ahead and try to bid on, but you should be less conservative. So instead of this one here is number 2. So we'll open number 2. Instead of, if you're selling retail, instead of going to the maximum, which is 20%, I'll let the car go at 35%. So somewhere in between 8,600 and 9,900. Does that make sense? On this one, because it's the first deal, it's number 1, I would be going all in and I would go to the 20%, for example. I'm just giving you an example here. So that's what the deals ranked. It's really useful if you have a specific amount of capital, but you have multiple cars you're looking at. This is essentially what the deal queue is. Now, let's show you guys what happens once you lose a car or you win a car. So let's say that I lost this car here. Now, it's important that once you lose the car, you click on lost. You can either click on it over there, or you can click on it right here, this X button. You can also click on this, which opens the link, pretty straightforward. This allows you to edit the estimate. So if I click on this, it's going to load the estimate in the bid engine for me to edit if I made any mistakes. It's pretty straightforward. If you click on it, it's going to automatically take you to the bid engine. Now, let's say that I lost this vehicle. I'm going to click on Mark Loss. You can either click here or the other option that I showed you, which is down here. And you want to click on why you lost this vehicle. Let's say that the margin was too thin, or let's say that you changed your mind because, you know, the damage was too severe, or there was too much competition. It's important to put lost because this will stay tracked in your data. So let's say I lost the car for, let's just assume I lost it for $10,000. You click lost, and this is going to archive your vehicle. If you click on archive here, this is where you're going to find the car that you lost. Now, why is this important? Because let's say that this car was sold on approval. Let's say that the seller did not approve the buyer from buying it. And then you see the same car tomorrow on the auction. Instead of rebuilding the whole estimate, I'm just going to go to lost, and it's right here. And I'm just going to click on this button here, recover, and I'm going to put the date, and I'm going to click recover. So let's just do future. But let me show you now. If I go to the deal queue, it already moved to archive. But now if I go back to archive, and I go to that same exact estimate, let's say the seller did not approve the buyer from buying it, and the car is going again tomorrow on the auction, I'm going to click this, future, I'm going to do recover. And this is now recovered. If I go back to the deal queue, boom, it's right here, okay? So that's why it's important to put lost on the vehicles. Now, let's say that you won a vehicle. Let's just say it's this Chevy Trailblazer. I'm going to go ahead and do 1. And you input the price. Let's be realistic here. Let's say I won this car for $4,000. I'm going to do 1 at $4,000. Once you click on 1, it's going to move the estimate to portfolio. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on portfolio. And this is very important. This section is where you're going to spend a lot of time when you have a lot of cars that you've won, because this is where you are going to store all your cars. So as you can see, I have all my cars here that I won, and this is where the car is. The car is here now because we clicked 1. It's going to be the first on the list here. So what I'm going to do is, you have all your information here. I just opened it. And why is this important? This is important because you're going to keep track of everything here. So as you can see, the purchase price is $4,000. These are the initial numbers that we had inputted when we first did the estimate. And then once you buy the vehicle and you start repairs on the vehicle and everything, you want to put your numbers here. So let's say the buyer fee came to $650, and then the transportation came to $300, okay? And you have your parts here. Now that I bought the vehicle, I can go ahead and buy the parts. I can go on eBay and buy the parts, and I can put this into the tracker, which I'll show you what that is in a second. So after you do that, let's say that I'm going to buy this here. I'm going to click on tracker, and once I click tracker, it's going to automatically be in the tracker part, in the parts tracker. Okay, and this is going to track all my parts and all my expenses. So let's say I bought another part. Let's say I bought a fender. I'm going to put my vendor here. So let's say the vendor that I have, you click on this setting button here, and you add your vendor. So let's say the vendor, I have all my vendors here. You can see, let's add a new vendor. Let's just say test. Let's click on add. I just added a new vendor called test. So I'm going to go ahead and do test, and here it is. And I'm going to put how much I bought it for. So let's just assume 100. I'm going to add the part. And this is going to keep track of everything. Okay. Now I'm going to scroll down here and I'll show you everything. As you can see, it's calculating in real time the expenses. So we bought the vehicle for $4,000, but it's at $5,500. Why? Because if you scroll up, we have 621 in parts, and you have the transport, you have the auction fees. And so I'll show you guys, keep track, 5,571. We're going to add $100, so this should be 5,671. So how do we do that? Let's say that transport was not 300, it was 400. So if I do 400, this will automatically update, as you can see. And now you can see your numbers in real time, how much profit you're making. So if I'm selling it retail, I'm making so far 6,000. And this is telling you that I'm making 107% return back on investment. If you're selling wholesale, same concept. Okay, so after you have all your numbers, now labor, we said labor was how much? 2,600. So let's just say that labor turned out to be, you put labor here, and then you put the shop. So let's say it's Whittaco's Collision. Same concept, you click on settings and you can put the labor. And let's say you were able to negotiate the price and it turned out to be 2,400. So I add that, and now this will automatically, as we said, it will automatically show you in real time how much profit you're making, so on and so forth. Okay, now let's say that you were selling wholesale and you bought the vehicle, and after you bought the vehicle, your wholesaler gave you a number and he said, I'm only going to buy this from you for 8,500. So here it says wholesale exit 9,500. You're going to write here override, and you're going to put 8,500. This will automatically update in real time. Okay, now let's remove this and show you this section here, the sale information. You go ahead and you put how much you sold it for. So realistically, you should sell it for around this number, but let's say you negotiated with the buyer and you end up selling it for 11,500 or maybe less, 11,000. You're going to put sold to, and you're going to say you've sold it on Facebook, private sale, or other, whatever it is. You can put the buyer name, it's optional. You can put the date you listed it. And this is important to put this information because I will show you the data after you put this. This will construct data for you to get better. So let's say I sold it, or let's say I listed it Friday and I sold it in 2 weeks, whatever. Exit type, I sold it retail. Okay, once you do that, you're going to scroll down, and I'll show you what this is in a second. You're going to click on Save Changes. Once you do Save Changes, as you can see, the listing disappeared from here because now it is in Sold. So you click on Sold section, and if you want all your vehicles, the active and the sold, you can just click on All. But go to Sold section, click on it, and now you can see it's sold, and it's telling you everything you need to understand. So it's telling you here the exit decision, the correct decision that you made was selling it retail. It's gonna compare retail to wholesale, and it's gonna tell you which one was better. And this is how you improve. And it's saying here that retail was the correct choice to be made. Wholesale, you would have not made good money at all. And we've seen this because this was very low. And it's the same thing with this here. It's showing you retail days needs 82 days. Wholesale cycle, you can change this to what your wholesale cycle is. So what does that mean? The time it takes to bring the car over to your shop, the time it takes to repair the vehicle, and the time it takes to sell the vehicle to the wholesaler. For me, it's 27 days. For you, this number might be lower or it might be higher. Let's say for you, let's stay realistic, let's say it's 45 days. When you change this, this will change. And now it's telling you over the same 82-day period, which one is better. So as you can see, retail makes more profit than wholesale. Time is money. And I'll show you another example. If your wholesale cycle is 14 days, this number is going to change. And as you can see, in 14 days compared to 82 days, wholesale makes $7,100 rather than $3,600. Now, 14 days is unrealistic, but I'm just giving you an example. Time is money, and how long the car sits in your lot, you could be losing money compared to selling it wholesale. Even though wholesale is a lower number, sometimes it's better to go with this option because this will take way too long. And this is what this gives you. For me, it's 27 days on average. And 27 days on average will tell you which one is better. Okay? Now, you usually want to look at this once the car is completely done. So this is the portfolio section. I keep all my parts in the portfolio section in the parts tracker and then the labor as well. I'm trying to see if I covered everything here for you guys. It also tells you the purchase date. So this is the portfolio section. The statistics are essentially basically statistics. Everything is straightforward here. You look at how much capital you have deployed, how much total profit, on average your return on investment, how many deals you have, the total invested, 426,000 for me so far, and then all the other aspects of the stats are pretty straightforward. If you click on this here, it'll tell you each specific box what it means. And then this is a profit goal that you can put. So you can edit this goal if you want to make, for example, $100,000 this year. You put edit goal, you put the goal that you want, and this will tell you on average how much you need to make per year in order to get to your goal. I have it to 250,000. I'm behind, so it's saying in order to get to my goal, I have to make $34,000 per month for the rest of the year because there's still 6 months in the year. And then everything else is pretty straightforward. This is monthly activity. You can click on it. It tells you what you bought, what you sold each month. This is good to see which months you did good, which months you did bad. And then here you have the vendor expenses. So from eBay, I've bought from eBay so far about $20,000. And you click on it, it has all the parts. And from La Fontaine, and it shows you how much you've spent with each vendor essentially, which is very nice. You can do this by month as well. Wholesale intel, this is only if you sell wholesale. You can add the vehicles of your wholesaler and how much he pays you for. And what this does is, in the bid engine, if I calculate a car, and I'll give you an example. Let's say I have a car that I sold to my wholesaler, and he gave me a specific price for it. So let's use one of my cars to make this easy on you. So let's use this Kia Telluride. I'm going to take this specific Kia Telluride that I sold to my wholesaler. I'm going to go ahead and decode it. And there's a specific section here that's going to say, here it is, wholesale intel. It says high confidence. Essentially, it's saying that this is the exact VIN. You've already sold this specific car with this exact year, make, model for $19,000. So instead of putting, let's put it salvage. Instead of $21,000, I'm going to click on this and it's going to apply $19,000, which is more accurate. So if you sell wholesale, that's what you want to look at. Let's go back to the portfolio. And the top loss is why it's important to look. This is why it's important in the deal queue when you lose a vehicle to click on lost, because this will show you the most vehicles that you've lost. So for example, I've lost 2023 Ford F-150 8 times. I've lost 2024 Chevy Silverado 1500 7 times. Okay, and this will tell you basically what cars you're losing on the most on the auction. So maybe I should stay away from these cars because I'm not able to compete with them. Now I sell wholesale, so it's harder for me to buy vehicles. You buy and sell retail, it's going to be easier for you. And this system will help you even more. Now this is for the DLQ portfolio and archive. The last section, which is the deal hunter and intelligence, is going to be covered right now. So let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so let's click on the intelligence tab. Intelligence tab is a tab that you won't use as much. Essentially, this tab is just statistics. It's an AI that's going to analyze all of your stats, all of your lost vehicles, won vehicles, everything, and it's going to tell you how to better yourself and how to become better and how to make more money, essentially. So this is going to be customized to each person and each dealer and each flipper based on all of the data that it has. And it's going to tell me what you're doing right. Your transport estimates are accurate with only a 3% variance from actuals, indicating good cost control in this area. Patterns detected. You're consistently lost on Chevy Equinox purchases. And then it's going to tell me where to save money. It's saying reassess your labor cost estimates. Your average actual labor cost is $2,160, which is 23% higher than your estimated cost of $17,775. Meaning, what I need to do is I need to add a buffer in parts. I'm adding 500. Maybe I should add 1,000 because I'm always underestimating. This is why this is very beneficial. From time to time, you want to look at this, and this will help you better yourself. Pretty straightforward. Deal Hunter, this is only available for pro users. So the Deal Hunter is pretty straightforward. Let's say you're someone that buys a specific vehicle and you look at the same vehicles every week. Let's say that you look at Kia Tellurides like I do. You're going to go here. This is available only to pro users. And you're going to click on New Profile. And you're going to add what this is, Kia Telluride. And you're going to do either Copart or IAA, or you're going to do both. I'm going to do Copart. And then you're going to go ahead and add all the details. So Kia Telluride. And let's say that you only buy from 2018 to 2020. And then let's say you only buy vehicles autometer 1 to, let's just assume 30,000. Any type, let's say you only buy salvage, and let's say that damage, any type, you don't care. Drivetrain, you only buy all-wheel drive or 4x4, and you don't care about the sale location. And vehicle condition, it has to be run and drive. Okay, I'm going to save this profile, and now as you can see, it's saved over here. Now, why is this important? Because when I click on Scan Now, and let's say that I'm looking at vehicles for tomorrow only, I'm going to click on Scan. What this will do, it will automatically scrape Copart for you because you chose Copart with those specific details of the vehicle. And it will give you all of the estimates with the labor and everything ready for you to check in the ready for review. Now, the reason it didn't find anything is because it couldn't find anything for tomorrow. So let me go to all the way to Friday. Okay, so there's nothing from today till tomorrow. So let me do something that's easier. Let me do this one. This one is easier. Let me see if tomorrow there's anything. Yep. So tomorrow there is something. As you can see, it opened Copart and it's scraping Copart. It already found one, and it's going to do that for each Kia Telluride it finds for tomorrow specifically. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video because this takes a little bit of time. It takes about 10 to 20 minutes. And I'm going to come back once it's done scanning. Okay, so after about 10 to 15 minutes, it's done. Let's see the results. So I'm going to go to the Deal Hunter tab. After it's done, it's going to take you to this tab here. So let me go to the Deal Hunter tab. And when you go to the Deal Hunter tab, you're going to have ready for review. It has 7 vehicles for me. Okay. So these 7 vehicles are for me to look at and see which one I want to keep and which ones I don't want to keep. So if I click on it, it has all the pictures here. If I click on the picture, it's going to show me the vehicle. This one's damaged pretty badly. It has all the details, okay? It has the lot number, it has everything. The fees, everything is already calculated for you automatically. And it tells me how much I need to bid. And basically everything is here. Now let's say that I want to keep this car. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this and I'm going to do save selected. And it'll save to the deal queue. So the car now is here, as you can see, it's saved to the deal queue. So that's how it is. This is why the deal queue, the deal hunter is such a powerful feature. And this feature is only available to pro users. Not everyone has access to this. And that's essentially what the deal hunter does. It finds, it hunts for you the vehicles that you're looking for without you having to do anything. Okay, now let's say that you want to edit one of these vehicles. You can just click on edit and it'll load up the estimate in the bid engine with everything, with the parts, the labor, everything for you. So here it is. It just loaded one of those cars. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to parts and it already has all the parts here for me. If I click on car parts, it has everything for me. Okay, it's the same thing, but everything is automated for you. You don't have to do anything. Okay, now in the very beginning of this video, I've said I'm going to teach you how to do this manually, which I have. Now I'm going to teach you how to do this automatically. And all you got to do is you just got to be logged into Copart or IAA, logged into AuctionCalc, and all you got to do is click this button here. And within 2 minutes, it's going to create the estimate for you. It's going to find the parts for you. It's going to do everything for you instead of doing this entire thing manually like we just did, me and you. So it's going to go through a process. It's going to analyze the damage photos. Then it's going to search for the parts. I'm going to pause the video. This is going to take 2 minutes. And I'm also going to put a timer just to show you guys how long this is going to take. So here we go. Timer is on. I'm going to pause this video and I'll come back once it's done. So here we go. Surprisingly, it finished in 30 seconds for this specific deal. The bigger the hit, the longer it takes, but usually 2 minutes, give or take, is how long it's going to take. This one took 30 seconds. So as you can see, everything is already automatically here for you. Everything we did manually together. You have $11,000 for the retail price because it's salvage. The link is already here. The time and date, everything is already here for you. The mileage. So instead of doing this manually, it did everything for you automatically. Okay, auction fee is already calculated. The parts cost already calculated. Now, you always want to manually verify what it added for parts because the AI is 90% correct. And so what you want to do is you want to go to parts and you want to make sure that everything is correct. So it'll suggest some parts that it's not sure about. So for example, this here, it's saying front bumper bracket, left side, we don't need this, I'm going to remove it. It added the grille shutter, good. Complete bumper, good. Headlight, good. It added the hood. We don't need the hood, we're going to repair the hood. This is for the same vehicle that we manually did. It's saying the front fender, it's not sure about it. Do we add it? This is the left side, we need to add the right side. So I'm going to do add part and I'll change the side to right. Front bumper, front grille. And then it's saying headlight assembly. It's not sure if we need it. Do we need it? Yes, we do need it. So I'm going to add it. And then everything else it already has like we had. So what we need to do now is we need to go here and select the fender that we need, which is the right side. And that's it. Basically, that's all you need to do. And then you're just going to do search 2 new parts. And that's it. Instead of doing this manually, which took us about, I would say, 30 minutes to do. If you do this manually, it's going to take you less than 30 minutes, but because I had to explain everything, it took a little bit longer. If you do this automatically, it's going to take you 5 minutes. And then you source everything. Now, not everything is sourced here, so what I'm going to do is I have to source everything, and this will decrease in price. The hood, I don't need it, as we said, so I'm going to remove it. Front bumper cover, we don't need this. We need the complete bumper assembly. And basically, that's all you have to do. Remove this, front grille, we don't need it because it's complete with the bumper. Grill shutter, this one is good. Front fender, this one is good. And then the headlight, this one is good. And boom, that's all we need. We're gonna do apply, and then even the repair cost was automatically adjusted. And that's it, that's how it is. That's how the system does everything for you in 2 minutes. And as you can see, even the advanced costs are already in place. That was the tutorial for the entire system. If you have questions, email me. Subscribe to the free trial. You can get a free trial, 3 days. You get to test this for 3 days and use it. And this is how professionals are doing it. Professional flippers, dealers, everyone's using the system. So I invite you to subscribe for free and try the free trial. And thank you for watching, guys. If you have any questions, you can email me.